Thanks for having me up here, appreciate it. Who made the AI Infra Summit yesterday? Okay, good. You're gonna be happy with some of the stuff I'm talking about. Okay, so welcome again. I'm Joe Spisak, I'm with Meta. I've had the pleasure and honor to be working on PyTorch for close to 8 years now. It's been a journey. It's pretty amazing where we are today. Yeah, I mean, I just count myself lucky that I've been able to work on such an amazing project with such an amazing team for such a long time. You know, we've been thinking about, actually let me back up a second. We've been thinking about the next generation stack for quite some time. Obviously, like the scale that we operate at Meta dictates that we need to think about different things. In this case, you know, we support PyTorch, we believe deeply in it. So the tools that we build, we think about not only them being PyTorch native in the terms of like, they look and feel like PyTorch, but we really think about interoperability with this ecosystem, really you all. Like how do we work with you all? How do we make a foundation that others can build on that we can then leverage and obviously build on top of and so on. We also build for scale, as I mentioned, so we ourselves have billions of users on our platform. We train models over more GPUs than I think we probably should, that we can afford. But we also need to scale up on inference and to mobile devices and edge devices. So scale in basically all axes actually matters a ton to us. And then lastly, I think we've talked a little bit about, actually, that's why I mentioned the AI Infra Summit. We talked about hardware heterogeneity. The world is super heterogeneous. We're building data centers with our own silicon, if you caught Jim Matthews' talk last night. You know, we obviously invested in different vendors. So we have this world where we're gonna have accelerators on devices, we're gonna have accelerators in data centers. All these things need to work together at some point to, you know, and actually come together. And so we need to build for this heterogeneity and this future that we have. And so hopefully you've caught some of the blog posts that have come out this morning. We put out, I think, six posts. They're all very deep dive on pytorch.org. Definitely check them out. So, you know, when we were thinking about what this stack would look like in the future, we actually took those 3 principles to heart. And so every layer of the stack has literally been disrupted in probably like the last, you know, kind of 1 to 2 years here. Starting with, you know, really, I would say like the kernel and the infrastructure layer. How do we actually build, and we actually have LLMs that are generating kernels. If you find Mark Serafine floating around here somewhere, you can hang out with him and talk popcorn. And of course we have a project called Helium, which I'll talk about. Basically, how do we accelerate that? This whole layer basically allows us to move faster at training, move faster at inference, explore the space, and so on. Torch Comms, if you saw, which hopefully made someone's Christmas list from the AI Infra Summit yesterday, is a comms collectives library focused on hardware heterogeneity. Monarch is a distributed orchestration single controller project that underpins a lot of our new multi-data center, single data center, like large scale, cluster scale development. And then Forge, or Torch Forge, as we call it, is our RL post-training and agentic layer that we're building. And then on top of that, we obviously partner with VLM as a great library for inference at scale on the cloud side. And then we launched the GA for 1.0 of ExecuTorch. And that is what we use at scale at the company. And we have great partnerships around it. So, you know, if you look at like some of the things we've launched, like our glasses and our wearables and so on. And so just kind of dipping into the projects themselves. So ExecuTorch 1.0, huge ecosystem around it. We have Qualcomm and ARM and Cadence and all these folks. This is literally our end-to-end development framework for on-device, from wearables to the phone. We use it at the company, and we have this really amazing ecosystem. Please join us, by the way. Second, I mentioned Torch Forge. So the goal here is to build something that accelerates researchers and really takes the infra out of RL development. And so we partnered, if you saw our blog this morning, we partnered with CoreWeave as well as Stanford to showcase it. And it comes through from a research perspective. You can iterate on algorithms. It's very simple. It builds on Monarch, the next project, which is a project that we built basically to reimagine what it means to do distributed training. So single controller is way more PyTorch friendly or PyTorch native than trying to build on PyTorch distributed. We see this as the future of how large scale orchestration is going to happen. We're excited about it. Helium, if you check Jason Ansel's talk out, you'll see that you can basically now author kernels with way fewer lines of code and still hit roofline performance and actually hit even better performance because it incorporates auto-tuning. And so if you want to write a kernel, say like in 30 lines of code, maybe in Triton it'll cost you 120 lines of code, and you actually even get better performance. And then lastly, torch comms. You know, we've been in this world where we've had a fragmented, RICL, NICL. We had a bunch of stuff internally that we had built. We wanted to create an ecosystem around this area because it was just ripe for disruption and innovation, where we're bringing together, obviously, our close partners, NVIDIA and AMD and others, and our own silicon, and building this communication layer that we can all contribute to, that we can all make better, that's fault tolerant, that's robust, and frankly, has to scale to near infinite levels of GPUs and compute elements in the future. So we're super excited about this stack. It's very early. We'd love for everyone to come in, collaborate, and work with us. Check out the blog posts. And I will be up tomorrow for another keynote with another surprise. So I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.
Thanks, Joe.
Cheers.
All right.